Sorry for delays.
You're good.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Young Greens live stream.
Wait till you're live. Okay, you're live. Sorry. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Young Greens live stream today. My name is Bashore. I am the temporary co-leader of the Young Greens of Ohio, and I'm joined here today with Jordan Easley and Mackenzie Lacey. Jordan, can you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Jordan Easley. I am currently a Kent State student. I'm getting ready to graduate at the end of this year. I am just a regular member of the Green Party. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Mackenzie Lacey. I'm a student at the University of Cincinnati, majoring in neuropsychology. I'm also gonna graduate this year. I just joined the Green Party in 2020 because I realized the Democrat Party doesn't care about us. So, yeah.
Today we'll be discussing feminism and what that means for the Green Party movement. So my first question to Jordan and Mackenzie, our Young Greens here, is what is feminism specifically? Jordan?
Okay, so feminism is it's evolved over the years, I guess, but it's more so the belief in and the advocacy of political, economic and social equality between both men, women, and everyone in between.
Mackenzie, what is feminism to you?
To simply put it for me, it's the idea that women of all race and ethnicities are people and deserve the same rights as men do.
So there's a lot of misconceptions around feminism today. And one of the misconceptions is that feminists are always angry. Are feminists always angry?
I mean, I'm not always angry, and I'm a feminist. I don't think they're always angry. We just have a lot to fight for, and people like to take that as aggressiveness.
Yeah, I agree with Mackenzie. I think mostly our passion and our drive to pursue. I'm trying to think of the word. Pursue equal rights is mistaken as anger.
Yeah, that's a common case. We also have, in the Ohio Green Party specifically, we fight to creating a feminist utopia. That is one of our keys for women's liberation in our green movement. What is a feminist utopia exactly, and what does it look like? Jordan?
Oh God. So, feminist utopia is essentially a non-capitalist society where, everybody has equal opportunities, no matter race, gender, ethnicity, all of it. So you're not being favored because of, your gender identity, race. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Jordan, what is a feminist utopia for you? What would that look like?
Oh, that's a good question. For me at least, I basically what I just said, people aren't being favored over the other person because of, gender identities.
Mackenzie, what does a feminist utopia look for you?
A lot of what Jordan said, pretty much all of it actually, and also it's safe for everybody. You don't have to carry your keys when you're walking to your car and it's dark at night. You don't have to listen with one earbud in and pay attention all the time. You can,
for sure.
Yeah, you can afford to be a little absent-minded when walking down the street, and not have to strain paying attention all the time.
Oh, especially on college campuses.
Yeah.
I don't know what the campus at like Cincinnati, like the University of Cincinnati looks like, but like Kent State, you have the university and then you go downtown. It's not super far, and then you have your police station almost right there, and your frat houses are all over the place.
Yeah.
So it's just walking downtown, like, Kent State's always like downtown is just minutes away, like all of this, but
Yeah.
there's frat houses, and that's scary because there was a girl I saw on TikTok. She actually went to Kent State and she was talking about how she was sexually assaulted by frat boys. And like the fraternity, I think the fraternity ended up either getting suspended or I don't remember the full extent of the story, but I do know that she was put through a lot. Like she went to court for it. She filed a lawsuit. Nothing.
Yep. And that typically happens. So yeah, no, you see, you leave the college campus and right on there is Calhoun Street. And it's not the safest place to walk at night if you are a woman.
One of the key tenets of feminism is economic liberation for women. How can we achieve economic liberation under a current capitalist system here in the United States? Mackenzie?
We can't. We don't have really good maternity leave. Compared to other countries, it really sucks. And right now, a lot of women are stuck at home taking care of their kids because of the pandemic. Everything shut down. Mm-hmm. It's unequally affecting women compared to men. And so then they're not getting paid. They're not able to provide for themselves or their family if they don't have another person helping them out. So I can't see it being possible in a capitalist society in the US.
Yeah, I have a couple things in mind, like destigmatizing sex work, destigmatizing, oh God, what is it? It's I don't remember what it was called. It's not necessarily porn, but like, people sell pictures of themselves, that's their business.
I agree.
It's none of ours. If you want to buy it, buy it. If you don't, then don't.
Mm-hmm.
That should be the end of it. But definitely destigmatizing and decriminalizing all forms of sex work and regulating it, for sure. That could be one. But like you said, beyond that, like it can't happen.
Yeah.
We also have a common issue with the feminist movement today being too white. How can we improve our feminist movement to include those people who are on the front lines of sexual violence, the police state, of the capitalist system, of environmental degradation, and those other, how do we connect those uniting movements to further propel the feminist movement forward? Mackenzie?
So many good ways. Well, first we could start with, I'm trying to think of the word. Just being all inclusive, because a lot of times there's some feminists who are like, well, white feminists who think their rights matter more than people of colors, but really there's no reason why they matter more. It's all equal. So we need to try to our best to get those type of views out of the feminist movement. We also need to stop saying there's a few feminists who say trans women aren't women. Well, when you say that, you're starting to exclude people, and that's not right either. So you need to stop doing that. More people of color need to be shown in the feminist party. And what I mean by that is a lot of feminist role models are white. we need to promote more people of color who are feminists.
Agreed.
Mm.
I also think we need to start, showcasing more people like feminist people of color because, it's all about connections. You like promote, share it, tweet it, like it. TikTok, it has an algorithm. The more comments there are, the more it appears on someone's For You page. So it's more so getting them out there more, definitely more promoting.
Yeah, because people feel much more included when they see people who look like them. So
Absolutely.
Speaking of transgender women and transgender liberation, how can we be inclusive of those people who are gender diverse and don't match our culture and our society's expectation towards predetermined gender roles? Jordan?
First of all, just literally fight all the turfs. Just fight all of them. But beyond that, it's still really hard even now, like even in 2021, transgender individuals are absolutely, targeted, harassed, killed. Still, it's still definitely a lot of work that we have to do on, our part, but I think the best that we can do is to just make sure we can, give some level of protection, give them somebody to talk to, and because they might not have that person in their life, because a lot of transgender kids, their parents kick them out, disown them, abuse them. The list goes on.
Mackenzie, how do we be inclusive of those people with our feminist utopia of transgender people and people who don't fit our cultural gender binary?
I agree with Jordan. We just need to be a safe space for all people, regardless of gender orientation. Feminism is about equality for everyone. It shouldn't just be about just the cisgender woman. It should be all inclusive because we aren't the only ones who face issues. So
The patriarchy affects everybody.
yeah.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of patriarchy, Jordan, how is patriarchy and capitalism intertwined?
So, I mean, I learned this from one of my classes, but I already knew about it. Capitalism requires a group, class, subclass of people to be exploited. That's how the patriarchy, in a way, it works the same. It's just more so gender role, like society's gender roles or traditional gender roles. I think it's gotten a lot better in recent years, like compared to, the 60s and the 70s, where if you didn't want to be, you didn't want to be a mom, you didn't want to be a housewife, you were considered broken, insane. It's, yeah.
Mackenzie, how is capitalism and the patriarchy intertwined?
No, Jordan said it perfectly. They need someone to oppress, and they both do that, just in different ways. And I feel if the patriarchy didn't have women and everyone else to oppress, then capitalism wouldn't run. Because where are they going to oppress now?
Many people attack Greens saying we are stealing votes from the Democrats, and that even 0.5% of voters voting in an election, voting for Greens, are going to ruin the whole electoral system. How is the Green Party different in our approach to feminism than the Democratic Party? Jordan, what do you think?
I think democratic feminism, very whitewashed. I think it's just sugar-coated white feminism. I think, like, this is my personal opinion, but I think Democrats are just Republicans with no balls. But
I agree.
that's just mine and Mackenzie's opinion. It's just hard. Like, oh, what's her name? Cortez. I don't want to put her name. She is fantastic. I think she's great for, being a Democrat. But I think it's the newer politicians, definitely newer and younger, that are more progressive, towards feminism. And it's more so like the old crusty men that have very, still moderate to conservative leaning views again, like, about feminism.
Mackenzie, how does the Green Party's feminism different than the feminism of the Democratic Party?
Well, for one, we did not choose a presidential candidate who had sexual assault allegations against him. So I already feel like feminism is more valid in the Green Party than in the Democratic Party. And I also agree with Jordan. It's definitely more whitewashed and not inclusive almost at all. And yeah, Democrats are basically Republicans without balls. Well, so yeah, but
Not just to bag on the Democrats, how is our version of feminism different than the Republican Party's version of feminism? Mackenzie?
We actually believe that women have rights and reproductive rights, and we validate that they have bodily autonomy, unlike the Republican Party.
Jordan, how is green feminism different than Republican feminism, if you even want to call it feminism?
Yeah, it's not really even feminism, because, the Republican Party revolves around traditional family, life. The woman goes to work, comes home, cleans, takes care of the kids,
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I think it's gotten a lot less conservative, but I mean, there's still there's absolutely Republicans who are like, women should stay at home, women should take care of the kids, women should have kids, women shouldn't have the choice to take out their uterus if they don't want to have kids. It's more so they're it's more so pro birth rather than, even pro choice or pro life. They don't care about, it's more so controlling women, essentially.
Pro birth and kill them in a war for oil 18 years later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't care about the kid after they're born.
No.
Literally.
It's also important to say in the Green Party, we require gender diverse leadership in our caucuses. We've always had gender diverse candidates for presidency. All of we've either had a female president for candidate or a female candidate for vice president. We've always been gender diverse. And a lot of our positions, multiple leadership positions, require a gender diverse leadership. So in Ohio specifically, we require 2 opposite gender co-chairs. And so that's our case for Ohio with our gender diversity. In the states, we've always had gender diverse candidates for governor and lieutenant governor. We've always tried to run women in positions of power. With that being said, in 2014, the Supreme Court had ruled in the country that a corporation can deny women contraceptive based on their religious belief. How do we go against these laws of the land that the Supreme Court, we know now, is not on our side? Jordan?
Can you repeat the question again? I'm sorry.
It's fine. So in 2014 or so, the Supreme Court ruled in a case versus Hobby Lobby that Hobby Lobby has the right to deny women contraceptive with their healthcare, because healthcare is tied to employer. They have the right to deny their female staff contraceptive because of the CEO of Hobby Lobby's religious beliefs. How do we, as feminists, fight against that type of Christian bigotry that's inherent in our society?
I think the first step is definitely creating universal healthcare, which it requires a lot of work, for sure. It as long as, healthcare is, employer sponsored, or, if your boss literally controls what kind of medications you can get, that's not it. Like, it's just wrong, like flat out wrong. You don't, like, because of your religious views, you shouldn't be able to tell me how to live my life. Like, okay, I'm gonna be that person for a second. I respect people's religious views. I get it. But don't push it on me. Don't push it on other people that don't believe in it. It's just that simple. It's a matter of choice, even.
Mackenzie, how do we fight against those inherent things, religious bigotry in our society?
Yeah, I agree with Jordan. We need to get universal healthcare, because until we get that, then people are going to let their religion influence what you're allowed to do. And also, it's if we don't, that's probably not going to happen anytime soon, because America. So we need to protest the crap out of that, because not that it should matter, but not everyone uses birth control just so they don't get pregnant. There's a lot of people who also use it for health reasons, and just blanketing it across the board that they can't get it for any reason is ridiculous. You're putting their health at risk. And yeah, I mean, they shouldn't need a reason to have to tell people a reason why they're on it, but the factor they didn't think about when they did that.
Literally, people could die without it.
Mm-hmm.
Like your polycystic ovarian syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, there's another one. There's another big one. I'm not remembering it right now, but it's closely tied to it.
Yeah.
But like, those affect literally everything about your life.
Mm-hmm.
I have had friends that have had several months straight, of periods. I had a friend that almost bled out, and because she clotted so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just blanketing across the board that birth control shouldn't be allowed, or
yeah, if she didn't get that birth control, she would have died. Like, she had to sit in her bathtub.
Yeah. And then people say they're pro-life, but it's like you're putting all these people in danger by forcing your religion on them because you don't want them to get birth control. Because of your stupid, or not, I shouldn't say stupid, because of your
bigoted
views on certain things. If your religion affects someone's life and affects your view on somebody, you should, yeah.
For sure.
There's an often misconception about feminism in the feminist movement is that it's only open to women and people who identify as cisgender women. So is our feminism open to men? Can men be feminists? Can people who are not born women be feminists? How can men, especially cisgender heterosexual men, how can they help to propel the feminist movement forward? Mackenzie?
Yeah, they can be allies. They can, if they know or see a woman walking by themselves, they can, well, that might be kind of creepy. But if they see a woman at a party who's having a rough time, they can step in and make sure no one's messing with her or anything. They can believe victims of sexual assault. And then to your question about is feminism for everybody, it is. As long as if you identify as a woman, regardless of if you were born a woman or not, you're a woman. So feminism is for you. If you are a ally of women and non-binary people, then you can be a feminist. As long as you're willing not to be a jerk and believe people have rights, I think you can be a feminist.
Jordan, can men be feminists?
Absolutely. I almost used the F word. I'm sorry. It's just something I use often. Oops. But yes, absolutely, for sure, 100%. Does not matter if you were born a woman, born a woman, not born a woman, identified, not identified. If you're on our side, you're on our side. You're a feminist. Just listen to us. For the love of God, listen to us.
What are some issues that we often see around misconceptions around feminism and the feminist movement in the United States specifically? Jordan?
That like, and like how you phrased it in your last question. I can't talk. It's the stigma about men, being feminists. I think that kind of, it's not necessarily a stereotype, but it kind of fits in the category of, it's between a stigma and a stereotype. I think it's, a way for men to, be discouraged from, supporting feminists, being a feminist. Like, it's mostly just how society originally viewed feminists, back in the mid 20th century. We were heavily stigmatized in the 20th century. And it carries, just like a lot of things, it carried, and it still, affects a lot of people today.
Mackenzie, what is the most stigmatized thing about feminism, and how do we overcome it?
I would say the fact that many people think feminists are just angry old ladies that have spite against every man on the earth. That is not true. I think we might want to reevaluate some of our rhetoric, but I'm guilty of saying, oh, men suck. I'm guilty of saying that too. So
yeah, me too.
Watch that language a lot
Me
better.
too.
Yeah, we definitely need to watch that language some more, and that'll also help promote unity with us and with the feminist movement, and hopefully help get more people in it.
I think, though, there's absolutely a difference between, either you or me saying, ugh, men,
Yeah,
versus, like, men saying, ugh, women.
yeah,
It's definitely different. I think it's just,
it's a misconception. Like, some people take it the wrong way.
literally,
Like, well, if they hate all men, they must hate me, and that's
like, they want to make jokes until we make it a joke.
exactly, yeah.
It's been like that for years.
Mm-hmm.
There's one issue we face in the feminist movement in the United States today, and that is the issue of anti-feminists, anti-femies. A lot of conservative women and those against feminism will say that women are already equal in rule of law in the United States. Is that true? Are they correct in their approach towards feminism? Mackenzie?
No, they are wrong. There have already, since the beginning of 2021, we do not have reproductive rights, or they're trying to attack them. Since the beginning of 2021, there's already been 8 states that have tried to ban abortion or do something with that. South Carolina, Kentucky, Arkansas, Ohio, Kentucky, South Dakota, Kansas. And that's just this year. So
Yeah, it's definitely most of your Bible Belt states in your state.
oh yeah.
For sure.
And the way this pandemic has affected women, and especially women of color, there's no safety net or laws in place to help these women. We are not equal. No.
In no way, shape, or form.
No.
It's been made very apparent and very obvious.
Yeah.
Jordan?
Yeah, no safety nets now.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, are women equal in rule of law in the United States?
No, absolutely not. Just like Kenzie said, this pandemic has shown the US's, true colors. They don't care about, they don't care about anybody, first of all. Second of all, I shouldn't say most states, but a lot of states, have extreme or absolutely no abortion access. And, things happen. Conception sometimes, yeah, conception.
Contraception.
Yeah, contraception. It's been a day. Contraception does not always work. I know somebody who got pregnant using a condom and birth control. Then what? They were protected. It didn't work. There's no safety net.
We are running low on time, but this is our last question. It's going to be a heavy-handed one. So a lot of people believe that feminism is women's inclusion into the empire, such as women's roles in combat in foreign countries, women's role in imperialism, and now women run every branch of the military in the United States. How do we oppose that institution of assimilation into the empire adverse to actual women's liberation? Mackenzie?
A loaded question.
Very.
Can we have liberation with assimilation?
No, because I don't think you can, because that's just putting us in places where that hurt people, because imperialism, no matter who's doing it, hurts people. Capitalism hurts people. It doesn't matter who's in power. It just needs a change. It needs to not happen. Imperialism needs to not happen. Us being in places of power where we can just hurt people just like men could, in a place where no one should be in power, where the system shouldn't exist anymore.
But women soldiers, women leaders in the battlefield. Isn't that feminism? Isn't that progressive?
I think it's a con by the US military to get more people to join.
It definitely is. So I think women should have equal access to everything, but we need to first change the whole system of everything. It's not just a feminist issue, it's a global issue, it's a national issue. We need to fix our military to be safer for everybody, not just just women. And if we want to include women in there, we need to protect them from all the sexual harassment that happens in the military.
50% billionaires, 50% of people who own 50% of the wealth should be women, right?
No, it should be all people. Everyone should share the wealth.
Billionaires shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Do we have any final statements on what is green feminism and an introduction to feminism for those viewers watching on live streams?
All I have to say is listen to women. Just listen to us. There's a very small, very, very, very small percent of women who lie, about sexual assault, whatever. That percent being less than 3% of the entire population that has reported, because not all of them are reported or ever. Listen to us. We're not lying. I'm just saying, just listen to what we have to say before you start with, your bigoted views, calling us liars. That's all we ask. Just listen.
Mackenzie, any closing statements on green feminism, ecofeminism?
I think Jordan said it perfectly. Just listen to us and make our statements that we say that are most of the time true like she said, only 3%, less than 3% lie about sexual assault, validate us, because that'll help us get justice in the end.
And it's like this was harder for me. I internalized misogyny. It's a thing. It took me a little bit to actually kind of ingrain, but I would rather believe a liar than not believe someone who is telling the truth.
Yep,
That's just it.
I agree.
Thank you guys so much for joining our first Young Greens live stream as we discuss feminism. If you are interested in the Green Party, you can join the Ohio Green Party by going to ohiogreens.org/join. Always follow us on Facebook, like us on Facebook. We have a late minute question on Facebook, really quick. Serious question. Chris asked, serious question, what is a green feminist? Quickly, Jordan, what is a green feminist?
Okay. Green feminist is a fully inclusive feminism. Your two-party system is very whitewashed feminism. It's all of your representation, or almost all of your representation, is white women or men that are breaking gender norms by wearing a dress. It's like Harry Styles, for example. Like people say, he broke barriers. He destroyed the wall between femininity and masculinity, but transgender women, trans individuals have done that already for so long, and they've tried to protest, tried to get rights and protection, from harassment, bullying, the whole 9 yards. Just do whatever you want. It's my brain is going in all different directions. I'm sorry, this is going on a little longer than I'm supposed to, but it's fully, like I said, fully inclusive. Try to be as little whitewashed as possible. Keep learning. We're always asking questions. Always ask questions. We don't,
Mackenzie,
we don't just settle.
Mackenzie, quickly, what is green feminism for Chris?
It's basically what Jordan said, inclusivity of all people, as long as you will believe women and everybody is valid and deserves rights. You are a green feminist. You believe in the safety net for all people, not just the white men. And yeah, I can't really add more than what Jordan said. She said it perfectly. So.
Yeah. Again, thank you guys for joining. If you want to join the Ohio Green Party, go to ohiogreens.org/join, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and we will see you next time for the next Young Greens live stream. Thank you.